It's been a great week on The Buzz as we honor the spouses of our service members.
Yeah, and for the past 3 days, we've been doing makeovers on 3 military wives. This morning, Fox 9's Heidi Collins introduces us to Melissa Gregory.
I met my husband at the grocery store. We were both cashiers back in high school at Cub Foods in Brooklyn Park.
Melissa Gregory married her high school sweetheart, Shannon, 18 years ago.
I thought he was just into all the girls, but apparently I was special.
But the Gregorys are most special as a family, whether that means under the same roof or in spirit when Shannon is deployed. And that happens a lot.
This will be which deployment for you guys? How many?
I've lost track. Since he's been in the Army National Guard, this is his second deployment. I would say probably 3 years or more.
After years of training, this former Marine Corps private is now a captain in the Army National Guard, flying Black Hawk helicopters with the Minnesota Red Bulls.
He's commanding the unit, so he has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders.
Responsibility that has kept him from being at Melissa's side for some of the most important moments in their lives.
Unfortunately, he had to miss Gavin's birth. We ended up having him on the phone, so he at least got to hear Gavin be born.
But Melissa is pretty understanding of it all, probably because she knows what it's like firsthand to wear the uniform.
That was the one thing that, being in the Marine Corps, the one thing that came out of it for me was just the feeling of pride. I've never had that feeling of pride before. I was so proud when I graduated from boot camp and we were standing there in formation and the national anthem was played. I just felt so proud.
Pride in her country and pride in her family that has kept her strong and determined. Melissa even put herself through law school while Shannon was deployed. Somehow, she keeps it all together.
That's something different about our family or families who are in the military, is that you always have to be prepared for your spouse to leave. So one person has to be able to do all the bills, take care of all the maintenance of the house, the cars, making sure the snow gets shoveled. They have to be able to do everything, pick up the kids at a moment's notice. So that's how we've lived our lives.
Shannon's next deployment in January to Kuwait. He'll be gone for another 12 months. Heidi Collins, Fox 9 News.
And joining us now is the man who did Melissa's makeover, celebrity stylist William Watley from Las Vegas. Thank you for being in one third time now this week.
This is it.
3 days in a row.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Well, we just met Melissa on the air there. What did you think when you first met her?
Well, I first met Melissa, I thought her hair was really, really dark, so I wanted to soften it up. And she's got fine hair, so I razored it out, gave it a lot more texture. She's actually probably the edgiest one, personality-wise, that I could do a little bit more fun stuff.
She just raised her eyebrow when you said that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I went in and we lightened her hair a little bit because it was a little too dark for her skin tones, and razored it out.
Here's the before while you're talking here. Here's what she looked like before.
Yes, and so we went in and I had Daniel Rivera, my colorist, lighten her hair up, and we razored her out, and I think she looks amazing.
And here she is now. Look at that.
Wow.
Looks amazing. Are you happy?
I am. I feel like a movie star.
Do you?
Or a rock
You
star.
look like a movie star.
Thank you.
I was going to say, when you walked in here, we mentioned this at, I think, the first. Whenever you see someone get a makeover, go ahead, look straight in, right there. There's the split. Whenever we see someone get a makeover, you even walked in different. Yeah. Your gait was you walked in like, I know I look really, really good.
She says, I have this leopard print dress that I really want to wear. What do you think? I said, absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel like a sassy June Cleaver.
It's true. Actually, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, you look great. You know what? I'm a dork, and I read comic books, and superheroines in general. Origin stories would be, beautiful lady that's a mom, a lawyer, and a soldier. Wait a second. That's you. So how does all that work together? How do you do that? And in turn, as you've done all that, did you sacrifice your own self in that whole regard?
Well, I'm not a soldier anymore, but our kids wouldn't know that. They do have to do push-ups and things like that at the house. So it's nice to have that experience to relate to my husband on a different level and to know the things about being a soldier. So that is helpful. And then also as the family readiness group leader, I think I can relate to the other wives and parents that are going through this as well because their husbands are leaving and their sons are gone. So being in the military, I kind of know a little bit more about that experience and gone through a few deployments, so that's been helpful.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned you are the leader of this group, and I know a lot of folks watching. I know First Lady Michelle Obama and the Second Lady brought a lot of emphasis on military families. If someone's watching at home and want to help out, what can folks do? What can I mean? Is there an organization? What can we do to better support our military families that give so much to us?
Well, there's a great organization called Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, and a lot of people volunteer through that organization. If you know of a family that their husband's gone and they need help shoveling the sidewalk, it's nice if you just go do it for them. That's really nice. And just if you're at a public event and the national anthem is being played, just to be respectful. You never know who's around you. So to be respectful, take your hat off, stand in one place. That's always nice. It shows respect to the families.
Just speaking of family, now your family, what does your family think of your look?
Mm-hmm.
What do your boys think?
Well, they're pretty open. I change my hair a lot, so
okay.
they're used to me coming home with some different looks. So, but they do like it.
They do like it.
Yeah.
Well, and for you, before we go, I was wondering, because when we see the short hair, I thought, okay, what's he going to do? Because usually with makeovers, you usually see longer hair that goes to short. So was this a little bit of a challenge? Was Melissa a little bit of a challenge?
It was a little bit of a challenge, but Melissa really didn't get a makeover. She just got to make better. Because she just needed to have some texture, and it was a pleasure working with all of the military wives, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and also from Scruples, who flew me out here when Heidi Collins called. Here's everything you need to duplicate your look. You've got your flat iron, all the Scruples products, and if you need any help, just go to scrupleshaircare.com and look for an Integrity Salon, and they'll be able to duplicate this look for you. And I want to thank Samantha Zare for all the makeup, Daniel Rivera, and of course Scruples, and Heidi Collins, and Haley Hurst. Love you.
And we love you. Thank you, William. And Melissa, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You look great, Melissa. Thank you guys very much.